Sensational South, I'm Harish Upadhyaya. Over the next 30 minutes, we bring you the flavor of South India. We are coming to you from the beautiful Vidhan Sauda here in Bengaluru, and our top story comes from this very same city. Members of the Karnataka Rakshana Vedike earlier in the week destroyed signboards that did not have 60% Kannada in them. The visuals hit national and international headlines, triggering concerns on what this could mean for Bengaluru's image as an investment destination and the whole city's brand. Also, why have we reached here? Where have governments failed? We'll debate all that. But first, let's take a look at what transpired on that day here in the city.
ನೀವು ನಿಜವಾದ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಕಳಕಳಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಸರಿಯಾದಂತ ತೀರ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಲೋಕಸಭಾ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಯಾರೇ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನು ಕೈ ತಗೋಬಾರ್ದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಶಾಂತಿಯುತವಾದಂಥ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿರೋಧ ಇದೆ.
ಈ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಅಮಾಯಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರನ್ನ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ರಾತ್ರೋರಾತ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಎತ್ತಾಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಜೈಲಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸುವಂತದ್ದು ಇದು ರೌಡಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಕೃತ್ಯ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರನ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ
So what does it mean for the city? What are the ramifications? And how can the government ensure we do not reach this point again later in the future? We'll debate that. We have some prominent citizens joining us today. First up, we have Professor Chandan Gowda from the ISEC, and we also have Mr. Bhaskar Rao, the former City Police Commissioner. He might be with the BJP, but today he is joining us in his capacity as IPS officer who's seen the city evolving over the last few decades. I'll come to you, Professor Gowda, first. How do you see what has happened earlier in the week? There are concerns now that this could dent the image of the city as an investment destination, the brand of the city. How do you view it? What happened on that day?
Well, it seemed like an accident. There was no, there's nothing logical about anything that had happened in the preceding weeks to make it happen, because the signboards which they objected to have been like this for a while now, for many years. And that's part of the problem, Harish, and the unclarity of law on how the signboards must be. Now, of course, the government, after the incident yesterday and the day before, has tried to say we'll have an ordinance to have complete clarity on this matter. But how do I view it? Unfortunately, it ought not to have happened. But the issue was a serious one, and I wish the government, for the last 15 years at least, ought to have taken it more seriously and ensured clarity, because many of the shopkeepers responded that they weren't aware of such a mandated requirement about signboards, and I can easily believe them, because there is no such thing. If you remember, this was fought in the High Court, and the High Court actually said the government could not ask for the prominent place for Kannada in signboards, and it had rested there until last year when the state government said we should do something about it. But even that had not come into effect, as you know. So Harish, in short, whatever happened ought not have happened. But was the issue, was the tension a living one? Yes. And we need to see how best to respond to it, at least now, and not let it vaguely sort of settle itself on its own, which seems to have been the attitude of the government the last few years.
Yeah. Mr. Bhaskar Rao, you've seen the concerns that have come in over the last few days, whether it's Mr. Mohandas Pai, Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, or others from the industry, saying that this can't happen. If this happens, it hits the image of Bengaluru, and there are several companies who are still willing to invest in the city, and it could force them to rethink. How do you view that argument, sir?
See, actually, it does create panic among investors. It does create panic among investors, and especially those who are non-Kannadigas who want to come and invest here. But what has happened over here you have to see it from both points of view. I don't justify violence. As a policeman, as a police officer, being in charge of law and order, I will never justify violence. But somehow, Karnataka always feels that it has been wronged as regards water is concerned, as regards language is concerned. What has unfortunately happened in Bangalore is that people of Karnataka, people of Bangalore have to switch over and speak in Hindi to get their work done. So they feel sort of alienated in their own land. And it is an accumulated anger of a lot of people. I don't justify the violence over there. But what I'm surprised is that why was the government caught absolutely on the wrong footing over there? There is a state intelligence, there is a city intelligence, there is a divisional intelligence, there is a police intelligence at station level. Yeah. Why is it that they did not anticipate that such a huge crowd is going to come? All I can say that the government of the day has failed to manage the emotions of the people over there, and that has led to law and order problem which should not have happened. They should have been able to rein in these people.
Since you are also in charge of the city as the commissioner, you would have seen the comment made by Ms. Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. She said, looked like the police were soft on these activists. Do you believe so?
You never know. That is what I'm coming to. See, during my tenure, we witnessed CAA and RC, which was much more sensitive. But we were able to handle it. Why was the police asked to keep quiet? Why was the police asked to keep quiet and be very choosy? Why was only Siddaramaiah being blamed and not DK Shivakumar being blamed over there? So I don't want to make a politics out of it, but when you see the undercurrents over there, it looks as if it is an engineered event to cover up something else. Because the same police force is quite capable, very, very capable police force of handling any kind of law and order. Why was the police asked to keep quiet? Okay. Why was the Home Minister not aware that such a violence is going to take place? The government should be answering these things. And why is it that they have not been able to create that confidence among the investors over there? Same police force has done extraordinarily brilliant things.